Go further up the pitch because Gary has come out to right back.
Malik, and now Bramwell. Is there enough in that?
No.
Yule now exploring the space. Malik keeping a watchful eye on him. And Yule across towards O'Donovan. Well cut out by Latchman.
Very well cut out, but what a really good bit of play by both sides. From one end of the field to the other. Further up the pitch because here's that early incident. Gary has come out to right back. Daniel absolutely spot on.
Malik.
And then Newcastle go right up the other end of the park immediately. And they've got a corner. Good game thus far.
Too much strength there. Miller on Bramwell, the smaller frame. Here's the corner, bent in. Got a fair bit of whip on that Nazarene, but he'll probably want a bit more depth.
He's dangerous to set plays. When you're whipping those ones in, you've got to be very careful how far you get underneath the ball because they can just go absolutely flying. So he's just trying to get it at head high. It's a difficult skill, but he's excellent at it.
Take two for Nazarene. Tempted little scorpion from Stamatolopoulos. And it's Latchman who emerges with possession. And Prusho, well, that's outstanding from the youngster.
Superb play by Prusho. What another young talent we've got here.
Just 20 years of age in A-League match number 9.
So you see over here, you just saw it was a good picture of it there. So Stamatolopoulos has come out onto this side. Gary has come out to right back, and they've just gone for 4 at the back. Yule on the other side. It's really good from Perth and really adaptive, and it's allowed Ingham to go further forward and make those runs from deep, and he's very pacey.
Not a bad goal-scoring record in the A-League. 4 goals in now 40 appearances for Dane Ingham. And here he is, in on goal. And Topor Stanley got a critical toe in.
Really good defending, but just on that point, Ingham's going further forward, and he has got a lot of pace. And it was a wonderful ball as well from Geria. Those balls in that pocket area. And that pocket area is that little space there between the edge of the 6-yard box and the edge of the 18-yard box. So dangerous because once you get in there, one little mistake from the defenders, penalty.
And just to qualify what I said there, great goal-scoring record for a player who is not playing as a striker, Ingham. So just past the quarter-hour mark. That's another in-swinger. And somehow it hasn't looped into the back of the net. Newcastle thanking their lucky stars. Very, very dangerous delivery in. And it's Kilkenny. Played every minute this season along with that man, Latchman. The only 2 glory men who have been out there for every minute of the campaign. Jackson away to safety.
One must say the quality of the set plays this season across the board has been excellent.
Can you believe it, though, Bozza? Glory, the only side this season yet to score from a corner. That was almost wiped out then and there.
Maybe the quality, I'll take that back about them. Everyone else except for Glory has been excellent, except for that last one.
Fornaroli, Malik, Bramwell! A first A-League goal for Kieran Bramwell. And the 19-year-old celebrates in front of his home fans. The city that he grew up in. That will mean a lot to him and his coach.
Super goal from Perth. They've been threatening, especially down this right-hand side. Wonderful interchange, playing a great dummy in the end, and Bramwell with the finish. Down this side, Fornaroli does so well, cuts in this. That is excellent from Malik. That's exactly why that happens. Again, Fornaroli going into the pocket, but watch this from Malik. That is superb, and a good finish. But down this right-hand side, they've really started to work it since they've pushed Gary out to right back and Ingham on. They've been creating a lot of problems. And apparently they're checking it offside in the lead up to the goal.
Yeah, so the VAR will have a close inspection of this. It is going to be so tight, and gee, if it does get chalked off, you've got to feel for the 19-year-old Bramwell. it's going to be so tight, and it will be so cruel. And it has been given the all clear, so Bramwell has his first A-League goal confirmed. How good's that, Bozza? Another youngster scoring in the A-League. And maybe the Jets can equalise straight away through O'Donovan.
Absolutely superb for him and for you. I had a feeling that you might start to cry if they disallowed that one. But straight away, Newcastle hitting back. There's a young man there. Good finish. But a superb dummy from Malik. That's exactly why that happens.
Are you thinking I'm not a VAR fan, Bozza?
Not at all. I was just saying the way you were saying it. It's so close. This is a check.
And I just have a soft spot for young players, and
so you should. Everyone does.
Yeah, and that's wonderful to see. So Perth Glory with the first goal. It's not something that they've scored often in the recent past, and so critical.
Very critical. And coming back to that point I made, of course, so many troubles down the right since they've gone to the fore, and Guerrier is going forward. Stamatolopoulos is going to have to go with Guerrier every time he goes forward. That's his man at the end of the day, and he's going to have to go with him.
Yeah, coming into this one, they'd conceded the first goal in 4 of their last 5, Perth Glory. And for Newcastle, conceding early goals has been an issue for them. That not inside the first 15 minutes, but close enough. They've conceded a league high 6 in the first 15 coming into this one, and that's another one inside the first 20. Just what the home side and the home fans needed. Guerrier. And Bramwell, he's keen for a second.
Good play again. Looking so dangerous. And just underline that point, Stamatolopoulos this time went with Guerrier, but he's got to be closer to him, because he's causing all sorts of trouble down here on the right-hand side. And they've got to decide as well. They normally play, you know, with 2 pivots, Agarkovic and Thurgate, not so much as a pivot, but he does come back to give a little bit more of a solidity there to Newcastle. Well, today they've got Prasho and Najarine. They're more natural, as we would say, number 8s, or even number 10s if you like, or a more attacking side, but they're going to have to put their defensive shifts in as well.
Bramwell found Castro. It's 2 away from a half-century of A-League goals is Diego. Doesn't mind playing the Jets either. Otter towards Ingham. Gee, he is. And now Malik! And parried away by Italiano, and the strike is high and wide. What a way that would have been to end an incredible week for Osama Malik.
Another very dangerous attack, putting Newcastle under all sorts of pressure here. So important that Newcastle get through this little spell without conceding another goal. That was a good save by Italiano. It moved all over the place. Offside in the end, so said the assistant referee. But this is important minutes here for Newcastle. Concede another, it's going to be so difficult for them. They can stay in the fight here, as I keep saying. Keep it at 1. Different story then.
So important to weather the storm with Perth full of energy. Of course, they're being spurred on by the crowd as well.
100%. Coming off the back of what happened last week, all of a sudden, if you concede 2 after having a decent start, but you find yourself 2-0 down, big difference.
Floats it over the top. O'Toole got an important header on it, but Ingham's able to track it down. Castro. Garkovic able to stall his momentum initially. The ball in, headed away by Top or Stanley. Perth really applying the pressure now. Guerrier. And Stamatolopoulos concedes the corner.
Good play by Stamatolopoulos. Like I said to you before, he's going to be important, because Guerrier is going to run him towards his own goal all night.
Potter. Flying through is Bramwell. And Ewell's going to concede one on the other side.
I'll tell you what, all jokes aside, I don't know how they haven't scored from a set play, because those corners from Otto are absolutely phenomenal. So dangerous.
That man back in the Jets starting side. He's been on the bench the last two. This man hasn't seen the bench all season. Neil Kilkenny. Curling high. Latchman, free header. And Perth are too clear. And he has his first A-League goal as well.
Danger signs and red lights now for Newcastle. Far too easy. Another very good corner. Not so sure Italiano couldn't have come at least punched that or tried to make a challenge on him. It's come a long way. A completely free header. And you see there as well, Topple Stanley. It looked as though that they were going man for man. And that's sometimes the danger of going man for man. If you lose your man, as opposed to being in a zone, you know when the ball's coming to the zone, you go and hit it. That's exactly what you have. You can get blocked off much easier. It always should be a mixture. But if you had to choose between one, I'd always go for zone. You get your best headers in the position where the most dangerous balls normally are going to be. And you say to them, it goes in your zone, you go and hit it.
He's got a pretty decent CV as Daryl Latchman. Played for 5 different sides in the Eredivisie and Curaçao International. And now he's got his first goal in the A-League. And if you give him those kind of opportunities, he will punish you 9 times out of 10. So Perth purring at the moment.
Newcastle got to steady the ship here. Then they can start thinking about, from an attacking perspective, getting back into the game, which I'll get onto in a little bit. But right at this moment in time, they need to be nice and compact and just steady that ship, because, like I said, one more goal and you'll be asking me questions of what they can do like you were last week.
Yeah, Perth dominating possession at the moment. And Bosra, if it keeps happening week in, week out, you might run out of answers to that question. That's Propotomides. Geria. Nasharine tracking across. He just beats him for pace. Look at the run from Jason Geria and earns the free kick deservedly. Crusoe into the book.
What an impact he's had already, Jason Geria. Absolutely superb. And also a lot of credit's got to go to Richard Garcia, because he saw what was eventuating at the start, and you always want to try to make your best players have an environment where they can shine the best, and that's what he's done with Geria, bringing him out here to right back, recognising they didn't need 3 at the back the way that Newcastle were playing, and pushing Dane Ingham a little bit further forward automatically pushed Newcastle a bit further back.
Kilkenny. Delivery just over the head of Osama Malik, who, if you missed the pre-match, his partner Nadia gave birth to their first child during the week, Hakeem. So congratulations to Nadia and Aussie Malik. And he's playing some great football at the moment. Back-to-back starts. Almost grabbed a goal as well tonight, a little earlier.
Yeah. And the step over dummy for the first goal. Congratulations. Marvellous moment.
So Perth's domination of this head-to-head seems to be continuing tonight. 60% winning record against Newcastle. That's the best against any current A-League side for Perth Glory. And in Perth, they've won 15 of 22. Newcastle with just 3 wins at HBF Park down the years. And I can recite the stat, Bozza, because I brought it out last week. In A-League history, Newcastle have only come back to win once from 2-0 down.
I remember it. You said it about 8 times last week. Are we on again next week for a Newcastle game? Look, they've steadied the ship a bit. Aspro's down there. Looks as though he's got a cork. But they have steadied the ship.
Steadied it. They've just got to push push it into full steam ahead, because they've got a lot of work to do against a Perth Glory side who has got goals in them.
Coming back to my point about how they're going to get back into the game, we'll let this go.
Ugarkovic looking up, had Yule making a run, decided against the pass to Valentino, instead found Matt Miller. Yule cutting back. Is that showing you the frustration that Newcastle are feeling at the moment? You're trying to shoot from that kind of distance and angle?
Maybe a wee bit. But coming back into the game, so they're playing with their 2 attacking midfielders in Nazarene and Perth. Now, Garkovic is used to getting the ball in these positions to set up the play. Garkovic has got to realise as well, with Perth, he can do exactly the same thing. So it might be time for him to push a little bit further forward and let Perth do that sometimes as well, to help them play out from the back. So it's very, very important for them. They haven't got a big man up front where they're going to launch the ball. They like to play their way through. The other thing they need to do as well, those 2 wide men, when they're starting to attack, they need to start to attack, to hug those touch lines. And the fullbacks, good ball from O'Toole. Again, especially when they're having a bit of a trouble in conceding goals at the moment. And Fornaroli, as well as they're pressing now, will not be able to do this for the whole game. So you see where Perth is now, that's fine, and Ugarkovic can come a little bit further forward. But as long as Perth then stays, because he's now the defensive midfielder.
O'Toole curling. Yule just couldn't keep the header down, but positive signs there for the Jets. Much better bit of play.
Exactly, basically what I was saying. The only difference being O'Toole went on the overlap instead of the underlap, but still drew them wide. And coming back, you've got Aspro and you've got Latchman, 2 big centre backs. But it doesn't matter when you whip a ball in like that. Much better.
Fornaroli. So goals in 9 consecutive matches at HBF Park. I said before, that's an A-League record. That run actually started last year in round 11 when he scored against the Jets in that 6-2 win. What an incredible goal scorer he's been in the A-League. 110 matches tonight, 69 goals.
And that's better from Newcastle.
Latchman. Falls nicely for Castro. And the captain curling it around the corner to Ingham. Ingham returns it to Guerrier. Fornaroli let it run onto the goal scorer, Bramwell. Guerrier along the tarmac, and Ugarkovic away to safety momentarily for Newcastle.
Again, but danger down this side. Stamatolopoulos has been brought inside, been brought out. He just needs to stay in his zone. He needs to make sure this gentleman here doesn't have the opportunity to run at or to cross just like that. Stay in the zone. Teams will do that. They'll move here, they'll move there just to move you. Stay in your zone. Unless there's a clear and present danger.
Ugarkovic now over the top to Yule. He has the pace to get there in front of Otter and round Otter. And he fires it across, little ricochet, and it's going to be a Newcastle corner. But that's the kind of speed that Valentino Yule possesses.
He's a danger once he starts running at people. Fantastic ball from Ugarkovic. It just goes to show they need to stay in this game because they're a danger themselves. If I was Yule and Newcastle after seeing that, even though Otter done really, really well, I'd be thinking we're going to play him now 3 or 4 times and let's see if he can still do that.
Nazarene, plenty of bend to the back post, and Liam Reddy got a claw to it to push it away. He was outstanding during the week in the draw with Sydney FC, and he had to get a fist or a hand to that one to knock it away because it was really dipping and curling in at that back post. Lockie Jackson making the run. Perth will be desperate for a clean sheet. And now it's turned over. Nazarene, can he make them pay? Problems for Aspropotomides. And that's a red card for the Perth Glory centre half. Inside 35 minutes.
Got no complaints there. I know it says second yellow. I'm not so sure that Daniela didn't just pull the straight red out there.
Just his second red card in the A-League, and as you said, Bozza, he can have no complaints.
No, he wouldn't. It would have been a second yellow, but definitely a second yellow. Can't say that was a straight red, a goal-scoring opportunity, and plus it was a footballing challenge, so second yellow it was. And no complaints whatsoever. And a really good opportunity here for Newcastle, right on the edge of the box as well. So interested to see what Richard Garcia will do now. He's done so well in terms of what he did at the beginning of the game, with Guerrier coming out to right back and then pushing Dane Ingham on now. We'll see what happens. I'm sure Guerrier will probably go back into the centre with Latchman. Ingham will come back to right back. It'll take away their attacking prowess. And they'll be thinking to themselves, thank God we got 2 goals to protect. Big chances. Can really rub salt into the wounds if you can put this away.
Hasn't scored in the A-League for Newcastle. Rami Nazarene, just the 1 goal. This would be a big one if you could pull one back for the Jets here. Oh, and the deflection is a kind one to the Perth goal. That is incredible.
I don't know about you, Ben. I was just waiting for that to hit the back of the net. Off his own player, because it's not a corner. I think it was off of Ugarkovic.
Maybe Yule?
No, Ugarkovic.
His backside.
Maybe it was a set move. But it was supposed to hit his backside and go in, but it didn't. But Perth get away with one there. Interesting to see. No, Osama Malik's coming to the central defensive position. Otto over there on the left back. Guerrier still down here on the right.
That graphic just showing you how the momentum has swung in this match in the last 7 minutes or so. I was going to mention before, 12 consecutive matches without a clean sheet for Perth Glory. Their last clean sheet was in the elimination final, that 1-0 win against Wellington last year. Yule versus Otter. Places the cross. Malik calmly away, and then Ugarkovic just wastes that opportunity.
Still going in the air, that one. But the right back in this. They started to get themselves back into it. They steadied the ship after that second goal. Much better positionally. It would have been Craig Deans and his staff shouting from the sideline, because Guerrier and Ingham were causing all sorts. Now they're playing against a 10-man Perth side. Again, from an attacking perspective, so from Newcastle's perspective, they'll have a look. Well, they've got to recognise which player that Perth are going to leave the ball with the majority of times, and they need to get their best players in that position or around that position.
Bramwell pinches it back for Perth. Fornaroli, Castro. Critical tackle from Nikolai Topor-Stanley.
And the other thing from Newcastle's perspective, they need to spread the play.
Nazarene. Well brought down by Ewell. And now Miller. Ugarkovic. Little deflection off O'Donovan and falls comfortably for Liam Reddy in the end, but the chances are piling up here for the Jets.
They will do. And the third thing I was going to say just after that, actually, patience is a virtue. Got to make sure they don't get hit with a sucker punch as well. But those first three things really are important.
Castro, Kilkenny, and Bramwell. Botter making the overlapping run down the left. And now Castro. And Topor-Stanley's keeping a close eye on the Spaniard, isn't he?
He's done so well there. I was just about to get on to Perth. What do they need to do? Well, they need to keep things very, very tight. They've got two big centre halves, so they won't be so bothered if they're going to put the ball out. You have to concede a few things when you're down to 10 men. So keep everything very tight in the middle. If you can get out to people to stop the crosses, okay. And don't stop being an attacking threat to the best of your ability. Nothing stupid in terms of when you get the ball back, you know, flying balls forward. Keep the balls moving. They've got an hour to do with this. It's going to be so hard for them. And big concentration on set plays.
Kilkenny with the corner. Guerrier. Jets getting in each other's way, and Fornaroli somehow is unable to beat Italiano, but the flag was up anyway. Good save, though, from the Newcastle Jets keeper.
From the keeper and from, I think it was Lockie Jackson as well. Be interesting to see this one. Yeah, well offside. Well done to the assistant. Yeah, Italiano. There's more Italiano than Jackson. Then here comes the substitute.
So Brandon Wilson heading out there, and it's Ingham who is sacrificed, who has been so dynamic, Dane Ingham, down that right-hand flank. But that is the price that they've had to pay due to the red card.
Yep. And coming back to keep the centre very, very strong. And you see Castro, he's going to drop back into midfield quite a lot. Fornaroli will do his best just to shepherd the ball to the side where they want. So these situations. That's good from Newcastle.
O'Toole.
That's not.
And you can just see, Bozza, so it looks as though it's a 4-4-1, the way Perth are marshalling themselves in defence.
That's what I'll keep themselves in blocks. Fornaroli's going to have such a mega task as well to hold the ball up for him. He's going to be under pressure for a long time. It's a long time. It was about, what, 35th minute? 36 when he got sent off.
Nazarene tried to guide it to Stamatolopoulos, but just overhit it.
And that's what Newcastle got to try to avoid in terms of being frustrated. We saw Sydney FC against MacArthur. For a while, it looked as though it was Sydney FC who were down to 10 men, but they were patient. They were patient, and then all of a sudden, with about 30 minutes to go, they got their goal, and then they just ran all over the top of them. So they're going to have to be patient, Newcastle. Who's going to be the spare man? Get your best players, your Ugarkovic's, your Pershos, your Nazarenes around, or in that position, the one they're going to leave, Perth. Spread, hit the touch lines, be patient, and also just don't get hit by that sucker punch.
Nazarene just gives it away. How circumspect, as we see this free kick go Perth's way, how circumspect would you want Perth to be in this situation to make sure they're not just sitting back and effectively parking the bus, but they're also conserving energy?
Well, in every little bit, down to every little detail. Yeah, they've got to concentrate as much as they possibly can. Take your time on free kicks. Take your time on goal kicks. Well, when the ball goes over here into the corner, nothing silly. Don't commit a foul against a Newcastle player. Every little detail is going to count. Sorry, but every little bit detail is going to count for them.
Bramwell. Seems an age ago that he scored the opening goal of this one. His first in the A-League. Daryl Latchman with the other. Both first-time scorers in the A-League tonight. That's the difference, but Jonathan Aspropotomides was sent off just after those 2 goals. And that's where we sit at the moment. That pass asking too much of the new man, Jason Geria, who's been great, hasn't he?
He's been superb. What an impact he's had. But he and his teammates are going to have to put a shift in.
Miller. Firing away down the right. Stamatolopoulos just over the head. O'Toole tracks it down, cuts it across, and it's off the crossbar. And Newcastle wonder what is going on. Where's the luck? Because it's deserted them in this first 45 minutes.
So close there. But still, good signs. You think to yourself, the feeling you had as a Newcastle supporter when you can see that second goal, you're thinking, hey, here we go again. Now all of a sudden they're hitting the crossbar. The opposition's down to 10 men. Good play by O'Toole.
So maybe Newcastle fans, it's getting close to 10 o'clock at night, maybe 10, 15 minutes ago, their side's down 2-0. They're thinking, I'm going to turn the TV off, and then there's a red card, and they've left the TV on. Still a chance, they're thinking.
Well, massive now.
So here's the corner, Prusho. And Ugarkovic curling to the, well, not even the back post. It's way over the top.
That's not good. We'll let him off because it's right before half-time, but that's not good. Yeah, if Perth had scored a third during that time, I would have told you at half-time to get all your stats ready and, other things to talk. But now, it's game on with capital G.
Well, if we've got a game that was slipping away, couldn't have asked for a better person to be calling with. You've got plenty of things to chat about, Bozza.
We have now. As we did before.
Yule, and was almost a tackle there from Otter. Stamatolopoulos almost away. They're going to come back for the free kick.
Didn't see any advantage. Well done to Daniel, the referee.
So a couple of minutes until half-time. Big moments here. Ugarkovic floating, Toffel, Stanley, and ready. Again, the former Newcastle Jet, I should mention, played every match in the Jets' inaugural A-League campaign back in 05-06, did Liam Reddy. And now Castro playing in Fornaroli. Prusho not giving him any space. Wilson, Geria. The intensity just lifting a little bit. How about that from Castro on Stamatolopoulos? That's worth the price of admission. Otter linking up with Latchman, now to Bramwell, and Matt Miller extinguishes any opportunity down the Jets' right. Are we happy with this, Perth? In possession, final 45 seconds of the first half.
Totally happy.
Bramwell.
The other thing there with Newcastle, sorry to interrupt you, Ben, you see how that when Perth were having the ball, and there'll be some players thinking, what's going on here? Because if you had a look, there was only 2 Perth players up front. There was 4 across the back for Newcastle. When that happens, Toppel Stanley, senior player, has got to push one of those spare players into midfield. Only need 3 against 2.
Final chance of this first half. Nazarene, Stamatolopoulos, and it was Guerrier there. Right place, right time, as he has been throughout the first half in Perth. And what an interesting 45 minutes we have witnessed in the West. Kieran Bramwell scoring his first A-League goal. Daryl Latchman did so just minutes later. But Jonathan Aspropotomides was sent off before half-time. Half-time, it is Perth Glory 2, Newcastle Jets 0. So many interesting questions that will be answered in the second half. Perth desperate for their first win of the month. 5 matches without a win. Newcastle on a 4-match losing streak. And let's head down and hear from Roy O'Donovan. Roy, gee, fair bit of luck not going your way in that first 45 minutes. Did it feel that way?
Yeah, look, it did. Going forward, the couple of chances we did create, we just need one to go in and not get called offside. Defensively, pretty poor clearance on the first goal, and second goal not picking up their biggest man, which is criminal. So same mistakes, but we need to be better going forward in the second half.
What was the major thing you learnt yourself that you're going to take into that second 45?
Look, we're the last 25 minutes of that game, we have them hemmed in. We're pressing in their half, we're playing the ball forward in their half. That's what's going to hurt teams, not playing backwards and sideways like we have been doing for the last few games.
Thanks, Roy, for your time. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Mark Bosnich and myself will be back after the break to wrap up that first half and preview the second. Big night in Perth. We'll be back soon.
Sleep-ins, fresh air, family time, and lots of footy.
That's how we roll on Fox League. How good is this?
What a weekend. Unbelievable.
Sundays done right on Fox League.
At Bet365, the action never stops. Our soccer early payout is now available on multis. Simply place a pre-match bet on the full-time result. If your team leads by 2 goals at any stage, we'll settle your bet as a winner, even if your team fails to win. We're the world's favourite betting company for many reasons. Our early payout is just one of them. Gamble responsibly.
At Macca's, we believe some things are bigger than all of us. Like feeding imaginations through 28 million books in Happy Meals. Introducing fibre-based straws and cutlery. Together, we'll save over 860 tonnes of plastic every year. And sourcing only 100% Aussie beef and RSPCA-approved chicken. And for us, this is just the beginning.
With every cup, we cultivate some of the finest coffee in the world. With every cup, we elevate every coffee moment into a movement, protecting what's precious to ensure exceptional quality. Growing new beginnings, creating infinite possibilities. Because with every cup, precious coffee preserves the beauty of our world. Nespresso, what else?
Easter's coming up. Now is the time to start planning those projects. Planning makes the job so much easier. Being able to step it out, get a plan together so you know exactly what your end goal is going to be.
Just come into store, tell us what you need, tell us what you're thinking, and we can help you and make a massive difference to your home, however big or small the project is.
So once you've got your plans all organised and you know what you want to do, come into Bunnings and we'll help you make it happen.
So what's your Easter project plan?
Bunnings Warehouse.
Shop at Bunnings wherever you are, whenever you want.
A little goes a long way at Macca's. Grab a hamburger for $2. And for a limited time, a McFlurry for just $2. Part of our best ever loose change menu.
Time to unleash the beast.
luxurious collection. Available anytime on demand.
I know I can make a success of the new convent.
I think this place is too much for all of us.
Black Narcissus begins Monday, April 5 on Fox Showcase or watch on demand.
Welcome back to HBF Park in Perth, and it's the home side and the home fans who will be happy at halftime. So happy they're doing some backflips. How about that from the mascot? We're going to have a look back at that first half. Ben Homer with Mark Bosnich at halftime for the wrap. And Mark, it was Kieran Bramwell with his first A-League goal. What did you make of Perth's early attack?
Oh, absolutely superb, especially down their right-hand side with Ingham pushed on and Gary at right back. But that was all about two things. Superb run, good ball here by Castro as well, but superb run by Fornaroli and this dummy here. Look at this by Malik. That was absolutely superb and a solid finish from the young man. But that dummy there, that is absolutely superb. No chance for Italiano. And at this stage, Perth just kept coming and coming and coming. And you started to have a few concerns about Newcastle, who started quite well as well. You know, considering they're coming off the back of a 4-1 home drubbing from Adelaide. Started really well, but this is around the 20-minute mark. And then the second goal come from the corner.
Yeah, it was their first goal this season from a corner. Daryl Latchman scoring his first A-League goal. And if you give a big man time and the amount of space like this, he will bury it every time.
Yeah, you do. And you can see there as well, they're a little bit disorganised. We've seen that before with Newcastle at the beginning. They seem to have sorted it out. But see exactly there where he heads it. I'm not so sure if Italiano sees that again. He couldn't have maybe come and either punched it. But exactly where he headed it, that's where you have your best header of the ball. Right on the edge of that 6-yard box in the middle. And you say to that best header of the ball, you just watch the ball. Okay, you might have a few looking after some of the men to try to make sure the attacking players that they don't get a clean header on it. But your best header of the ball, your goalkeeper, maybe, and probably another, the one who's there on the near post, basically on the 6-yard box, but parallel with the near post. You just say, just watch the ball, and you attack the ball. Because you see with Topple Stanley, if you have 10 crosses like that and you say to him, right, okay, let's have Latchman running at you and you try to head it away, I'd be surprised if Latchman heads one.
Bozza, the match took a turn just before half-time. Jonathan Aspropotomides sent off.
Yep. And this is his first card as a booking. Inadvertent or not, it's a booking. And it was a poor pass when they were playing out. And that was his second yellow. No complaints whatsoever.
How's this going to change the match?
Well, it's turned it on its head in terms of momentum. Before that, we were a little bit concerned for Newcastle. To be fair to them, before this sending off, they started to slowly but surely come back into it. And we're talking about how and what they need to do, especially down here with Dane Ingham and Jason Guerrier, who are causing all sorts of trouble. And they did, slowly but surely. But now it's completely turned it on its head, and they are right in this game.
Yeah, and here are the chances just before half-time. Newcastle had a bucket load, and probably you'd say a bit unlucky not to at least have one.
Yeah, I would say that's fair. They had one disallowed for offside. It was clear offside, no doubt about that. They're ever so dangerous from set plays, because that boy Nazarene can really whip the ball in. This one, just waiting for it to hit the back of the net. That was after Aspro had been sent off right on the edge of the box. And, of course, the O'Donovan one. Not a great ball by Miller, but O'Toole does really well in here. Oh, that was so close. So it's really evenly poised. One team is 2-0 up, but they're down to 10 men. And you know what's really going to be important as well, Ben? The substitutes from both managers. That is going to be so crucial to the second half.
It's going to be a fascinating second half ahead of us. Now, earlier tonight, Melbourne victory stemmed the bleeding somewhat with a point against the Mariners.
You have to say it was a tremendous point for the team that's coming last. In the first half, that was probably one of their better performances of the whole season. They played all right in the first half the other night against Wellington, but then they were completely swamped. Mariners just keep coming at you. They are absolutely relentless. Deservedly got back in the game, and then we're just putting an enormous amount of pressure on the Melbourne Victory defence, but they held out. Thought the goalkeeper was excellent. Jay Barnett started his first game for some time, had a really good game. They were brave. And for a team that's coming last and had a really difficult season, they can take a lot of encouragement from getting a point out of that game.
So much good about the A-League this season. So much to look forward to about the second 45 minutes. Bozza and I will be back after the break for the second half from HBF Park in Perth. But remember, during the week, Australia's best boxer is back in action.
Zoo Part 2 is Australian boxing's new king. Now it's time to step up. Bring on two-time world title challenger Dennis Hogan. Zoo's toughest test yet with a world title shot on the line.
Destructive performance from Zoo.
Tim Zoo versus Dennis Hogan, Wednesday, March 31, only on Main Event.
Whether you lift, run, push, strike, leap, attack, or defend, we are all united by sport. Trusted sports nutrition for all players and all sports. Musashi.
A shout out to our Steel Blue legends. You keep the wheels turning and the country running. You've got our backs and we've got your feet. Steel Blue boots, built for comfort, made for work.
Easter's coming up. Now is the time to start planning those projects. Planning makes the job so much easier. Being able to step it out, get a plan together so you know exactly what your end goal is going to be.
Just come into store, tell us what you need, tell us what you're thinking, and we can help you make a massive difference to your home, however big or small the project is.
So once you've got your plans all organised and you know what you want to do, come into Bunnings and we'll help you make it happen.
So what's your Easter project plan? Shop at Bunnings wherever you are, whenever you want.
At McCafe, every sixth coffee is free when you order on the My Macca's app. Buy any 5 coffees and your next one is on us. Download the My Macca's app and start earning your free coffees today.
A shout out to our Steel Blue legends. You walk the walk and dig deep every day. You've got our backs and we've got your feet. Steel Blue boots, built for comfort, made for work.
Sprite. Release the lemon lime refreshment.
Absolutely anybody can come in and have a shot at DIY.
Everyone certainly does have a role in the project.
Setting out your goals and working as a team to get the plan in action is really what it's all about.
Bounce ideas back and forth to each other, giving each other different ideas of how it could be better or how could we improve this.
Teamwork does definitely make the dream work.
With our help in store, you can tackle anything in the home.
And we'll help you find what you need to kick off your project. Shop at Bunnings wherever you are, whenever you want.
Ball's coming down. Here's Lomax.
This is it. 3 defenders to beat. Less than a second to react. Impossible. Or is it?
Wow, you won't see a more incredible piece of brilliance.
It's then we realise the game has never finished amazing us. The NRL Telstra Premiership. Defy impossible.
I'm a girl from a cotton field that proved myself above the distraction and the mistakes, and I'm here for you.
Tina, exclusively on Foxtel Movies Premiere, Sunday 8:30 or watch on demand.
Sunday of football.
Perfect night for football in Perth. The Glory leading by a couple of goals to nil. The full moon a couple of days away. And we're going to head down to the sideline with Perth Glory coach Rich Garcia. And Rich, obviously a 2-0 lead, you'd be happy with that, but the red card, how does that change how you approach the second 45?
No, we need to keep it the same. We need to make sure we're still playing the football we're playing, and we've just got to be a bit wary when they try and catch us on the counter.
Richard, the joys of management. I'm looking at your face now, thinking to myself, you're playing so well, and then you get that player sent off. What's been the message to the boys? What is the main thing you've emphasised to them, if you could put it in a nutshell?
That they keep their discipline, that they make sure they're disciplined in attack and in defence.
Rich, good luck in the second half. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
There's Glory coach Richard Garcia, who's actually 1 month younger than Perth's goalkeeper Liam Reddy. Interesting stat as we get underway for the second half. And it's a bit of aerial ping pong, and Topor Stanley with the clearance towards the sideline. Bozza, such a crucial 45 minutes in the context of both sides' seasons, but especially the Jets. They've got a man advantage, but 2 goals in arrears.
Yeah, and I would argue for both sides. But like I said, for various reasons, but for both sides, it's going to be so important from a psychological perspective. You got to think about the effect that would be. Andy Keogh's on.
Neat work from Wilson. So Keogh on for Bramwell. I want to get your thoughts on that one. And Jason Guerrier is off as well for young Rawlins. And you'd expect that's more a fitness thing. G gave everything in the first 45 minutes to Jason Guerrier.
That he did.
Castro jumps over the initial challenge. Fornaroli gave Italiano a bit to think about.
2 things I was just about to say is so important this every first 10 minutes and last 10 minutes of each half is so important. But the other thing, what if he goes down there? I don't think Daniela has a choice but to give him a penalty. Done well to stay on his feet, fair play to him, but wow.
Agree. That would have been a big hill to climb. Would have gone from Kosciuszko to Everest pretty quickly for Newcastle as Ewell cutting it across. I want to get your thoughts on the substitution of Bramwell.
Totally understandable, because Andy Keogh is a workhorse, and you just saw the value of him there, tracking all the way back. He's also very experienced in these sort of situations, and there's going to be from the front man, which he'll be one of them when he can, a lot of holding the ball up, a lot of chasing, a lot of doing little things that you probably wouldn't notice, of like, taking the ball in the corner and getting a throw in, winning a foul. All those things are going to be so important in the second half. And Gary, I think you're pretty much spot on, and I can understand that. He's gone all out for that 45 minutes.
Jackson searching for an option. Ugarkovic presents, and now Miller returns it to Ugarkovic, takes them on himself, and Kilkenny away momentarily. And Fornaroli, that's brilliant to Andy Keogh. He hasn't got any support, but that won't matter. It's going to relieve a lot of pressure that was just building on Perth.
That's exactly what he's going to be there for.
And some may look at Andy Keogh's season and check out his goal tally. It's at 0 and go, well, he probably hasn't had a great season. 3 assists this year. He has been quality in that final third. And we're going to get a look at him again in the second 45 here. Curled by Pruchot. Ewell didn't know where it was going to bounce. Miller. And O'Donovan out off the centre-back. Latchman, so a corner for Newcastle.
It's a good start by Newcastle. Panning Perth in. I'm sure Craig Deans would have been on over half-time. Start off really well. Because exerting Perth's energy at this stage will really come to fruition towards the end.
And Reddy spills it. Oh.
Well.
Sigh of relief around HBF Park.
That look Richard Garcia had at half-time, I think, would have been exacerbated by 10 had that gone in.
100%. What happens in those kind of situations, Bosma, as a keeper? Has he just gone too hard at that?
Thinking about where you're going to throw it, what you're going to do with it. One could argue, you could say hard hands, but the majority of the time, from my experience anyway, and this will be a yellow card. Yep. Is that you start thinking about, okay, I'm catching it now, I wonder what I'm going to do with it. instead of just catching the ball first and then worrying about it afterwards. Well, he's got a yellow now. There's another one to target for Newcastle. One of the centre-backs on a yellow card. Already one's been sent off.
Is that enough, in your opinion, for a yellow?
I can understand it. We will say, you know, sometimes people say, what do you mean when you say it's a bit harsh or whatever? Well, what I mean is that some referees have got different type of levels, you know, so we talk about it's nigh impossible. Let's just watch this free kick.
Nazarin leaves it for Ugarkovic. Jackson arriving at the back post, hooking it across. Not cleared. Eventually, it's away by Fornaroli.
They got it away in the end. Yeah, it's nigh impossible to get consistency across the board from all referees. Some are more stricter, others let a lot more go. So when you say it's a bit harsh, then Daniel, the threshold, I think what you can ask for and what you should get is consistency from the same referee. So I'm sure Richard Garcia will be no problem with it, that if a similar incident happens with a Newcastle player, that he's booked as well.
It's all they ask for, consistency.
From the same referee. From different referees, nigh impossible.
Ugarkovic. Miller. Returns it to Steve Ugarkovic. That is a wonderful ball, but O'Donovan just couldn't control it.
Super reverse pass. Already, like we just said, Newcastle pretty much penning them in. And these are the moments now. Liam Reddy use all his experience possible. Wouldn't be worrying after being under that much pressure to be playing out. Push them up. Hit this one near the sideline. Hopefully Newcastle player wins it, that goes out. There's another couple seconds. You can rest and regroup.
Rawlins inboard to Kilkenny. Keogh. Ossa. Illegally brought down by Matt Miller. Should also mention, just down the other end of the park, Liam Reddy. He's one clean sheet away from the A-League record. Vukovic, of course, Danny Vukovic, coming back to Australia. We heard during the week with 85 clean sheets, Reddy with 85 as well. And one more tonight takes him above Danny as Otta across the face, Italiano reaching for it.
Wonderful play from Fornaroli. See how he used his body so well. Decent ball in by Otta. Everything being equal and you got 11 men, I would expect somebody on the end of that.
Prusho now to Yule.
Super play again from Fornaroli. Just watch this. Holds the ball up. Wonderful layoff. And then gets a free kick for his side in his own half. It's really what you want from a striker in this situation when you're down to 10 men.
8 in 11 this season for Bruno. Equal second in the Golden Boot standings at this point, behind the runaway leader, Jamie McLaren. O'Toole. Stamatolopoulos. Oh, he's hit Daniel Elder. He apologises, the referee. He'll be second-guessing himself now, Daniel Elder, after that. Miller. Donovan did well enough. Nazarin. And O'Toole was arriving. Stamatolopoulos backtracking.
Not far off. Perth have done well again.
Really resilient defending from Perth tonight. And if they can keep a clean sheet, that will hold them in great stead moving forward. Especially down to 10 men for what will turn out to be the majority of the match. Ugarkovic hands it over to Perth. Castro. How about that again from Diego? Keogh. Wilson and now Rawlins. Couldn't find the pass. Stamatolopoulos now. And Wilson just stepping in, strong challenge. Keogh releasing Fornaroli. Bruno linking up with Castro. Kilkenny. Why wouldn't you return it to Diego Castro? And then O'Toole just snuffed out the danger. Rawlins after it, as is Nazarene, who'll get there first.
Well, Perth will be thinking themselves and negotiated that first 10 minutes. They've got 2 substitutions left, Perth, where Newcastle have got their whole 5 yet to come.
Ewell. And Ewell, dangerous, ready with an important paw to it. Down goes Stamatolopoulos. Elder waves his finger. Nothing doing there.
Great ball in. Pressing hard.
And now Nazarene, decisive pass to Ewell. And it's going to be a goal kick in the end, out off Ewell last, but good passage from Newcastle again there.
Great run from Miller on the outside as well. Reddy does all he can do. Sometimes they go for you as a goalkeeper, sometimes they go into the opposition's path, but he does really well there. There it is as it stands. Sydney obviously playing as Adelaide tomorrow at MacArthur, Wellington.
Yeah, a couple of fascinating battles going on tomorrow. As you said, Bozza, Wellington at home to MacArthur down in the Gong, and Adelaide against Sydney. How good are Adelaide going at the moment?
Superb, but they'll have a massive test against the champions. Great yardstick to see where Carl Viet's side are at the moment.
Expecting a big crowd at Coopers for that one. Sydney last start that 1-1 draw against Perth Glory on Wednesday night. Miller and Nazarene. Top ball Stanley scored from this kind of range last year against Perth. That was his last A-League goal.
See where Connor... Oh, hang on.
And top ball Stanley does unleash. O'Donovan has one back for Newcastle. They get the goal they deserved for all their attacking work. And it's Roy O'Donovan who breaks that 7-match goalless drought.
Well, that's an outstanding finish. Look at that. Outside of the right boot. First half, something similar. Hit the crossbar. No mistake this time. And just when we said Perth had negotiated the first 10 minutes and done well, Newcastle come up with that vital goal. No chance for Liam Reddy. But for a man who hasn't been in great form, finally he gets the service, and that is a top draw finish. Superb. First change for Newcastle.
So Luca Prusho leaves the park. Doesn't look too happy about it. And now we really do have a fascinating final half hour. So Liridon Krasniqi on the park for Newcastle now. makes his third A-League appearance. All of those have come off the bench. Fornaroli. Wilson. Newcastle just spraying that one straight to Daniel McBrain in the Jets technical area.
Well, it's got to remain patient here, Newcastle. Great time to get the goal. Still 35 minutes to go. Plenty of time. What a tremendous finish that was from O'Donovan, though.
Rawlins. Castro, was he clipped by Topor Stanley? Elder says, get up, Diego. Much to the displeasure of the home fans. O'Toole. The home fans letting their feelings be known. Krasniqi, Jackson, and Ugarkovic. It's all Newcastle at the moment. Perth with their hands to the pump. As Krasniqi rolls it into the path of Stamatolopoulos. Now O'Toole.
Well done by Liam Reddy. A good play from Newcastle. Really well worked. Getting in behind, albeit down the sides, but they are. Perth now. They've got to get a grip of this. Like I was saying about Newcastle in the first half.
Ugarkovic came off the head of Ewell. And a goal kick it will be.
Thinking hard. Both managers, again, about those substitutions. When, who, how.
So Craig Deans with 4 remaining. Rich Cast there with just the 2. But both have the 2 windows available to them. So Deans will have to go with a couple of double changes if he wants to use them all up. Kilkenny. Rawlins, he was one of those half-time changes for Perth.
Good closing from Newcastle. That was a good opportunity for Perth to keep the ball for a bit, let them regroup, get a breather, but Newcastle are onto him.
O'Toole. Stamatolopoulos. Ugarkovic. Krasniqi.
So sure he should have went for the shot there. He had Valentino Ewell over here in acres of space. Daniel, that wise to, let's call it the experienced play of Liam Reddy. Trying to give his teammates as much time as possible to get a breather.
Topor Stanley. Here's O'Toole. And Stamatolopoulos is going to concede the throw in the end. Here's the 16-year-old Rawlins linking with Wilson. Did well to get out of a tight area there, Perth. Latchman. And here is Otter.
It's a good opportunity for them now to keep the ball down here.
Fornaroli. Otter making the overlapping run. Fornaroli. Top or Stanley got himself in the right place between Fornaroli and Castro, and now Kilkenny gives away the free kick.
No, I think he's given the ball the free kick.
He's been given the free kick here.
I think he's
fair
right.
enough.
Yeah, he's exactly right. Your Newcastle roots all coming through there, Ben.
Both players go down. You've got to say something, Bozza. And no Newcastle roots here. That's a fair free kick for Perth Glory.
Absolutely fair enough. No problem whatsoever.
Here's Hewell with the header away. And then Wilson. I find as soon as the mic goes on, Bozzy, you just want a good game of football.
100%. I know that. I was just winding you up.
Have you achieved that?
No. I'll keep trying.
Fornaroli just holding off Miller. And now Rawlins urged to shoot. Castro taking on O'Toole and Jackson, the last line of defence there. Stamatolopoulos away.
This is a good little period for Perth. Excellent play. Just keep possession. Keep possession. And they'll realise when the front men start to move that they're ready to go. Newcastle got to make sure they just don't get into the mode of thinking, oh, they're going to give it back to us. No, you got to concentrate too. Because Perth get another goal here. It's in a mountain to climb time.
And they won't be keen to get the crampons again. On again, the Jets.
Really good play from Perth.
Rawlins and Castro. And floated to Keogh. Need header back. So good from an assist perspective this year, Andy Keogh. And you can see why there.
Really good spell here from Perth. Young Rawlins on the other side. And Topple Stanley, that has the most experienced defenders, got to make sure, like I said to you before, that they're not outnumbering Perth players by too many at the back.
Fornaroli, Wilson just opened up for him there, and then Otto was wrong-footed.
Unfortunate that. He's been excellent tonight, Otto. Got a fabulous edge in.
Krasniqi, O'Donovan, and now Miller. Stamatolopoulos in the middle for Miller, and well smothered by Wilson.
Super play from Wilson. Wonderful example about going with your man. Said that in the first half about Stamatolopoulos staying in his zone unless there's clear and present danger. Well, when there's clear and present danger like that from Miller, you've got to go with him.
So Nasharine's in swinger, ready with the punch. Ugarkovic back into the mix. Jackson, top or Stanley, and Stamatolopoulos incredibly doesn't get the shot on target.
Well, aerial ping pong there. Not so sure if it had gone in, it would not have been disallowed for possible offside or even Topple Stanley's hands on top, but Stamatolopoulos was not to know. No offside because Wilson's keeping it all on. He was not to know that Stamatolopoulos, and he's got to hit the target there.
Do you think Reddy would have had it covered? Well, if not if he cuts it all the way across goal.
Not if it goes in the top corner. So Thurgate's on for Nazarene. Interesting, that one.
Yeah, so how does that affect Newcastle's creativity? Because we know Angus Thurgate's such an industrious player that Nazarine's creativity is going to be.
And set players too.
Yeah, lacking now for the final 20 minutes. Ugarkovic floating it forward. Miller making that lung-busting run, and it's going to just be the goal kick.
Otto once again. Talk about lung-busting runs. He's been outstanding all night. Still going forward even with 10 men and getting back when he really needs to. He knows that, as any defender does. That's your number one job, is to defend.
What a career. Koskayota played in the J League for some high-quality sides, including FC Tokyo and Yokohama FC. Nagoya Grampus in there. It's a decent CV, and he's putting that all on show for Perth this season. Neat little flick on from Stamatolopoulos. O'Toole. Yule. And now O'Donovan slashed at it. And now Yule back across. Otter away. Fell for Fornaroli. A little too cute, but in the end it works a treat for Perth.
Still super from his striker. Newcastle getting closer and closer.
Yule. And Neil Kilkenny. He's always there, isn't he?
He's done well. Super play. Hanging on here, Perth, but hanging on well.
And you just saw there Kilkenny willing more out of Andy Keogh there. Wants the intensity to lift. He knows how important this next 19 or so minutes are of regular time. Krasniqi, Thurgate.
Just to play him there for that 1-2. 1-2's on the edge of the area when a team's parked the bus are devastating.
Thurgate with some space. Decides to curl. Top or Stanley. O'Donovan. O'Donovan!
So close. So close. Pressing hard. Pulled his arms out at the last minute ready, but they got his interest.
Has he found his mojo? Roy O'Donovan scored his third goal of the season earlier tonight. Ready is going into the book.
Well, he was warm. Literally the last goal kick, he was warned about his time wasting, so.
And when you're in this kind of situation, you'd know, Bozzy, you've got to push it as a goalkeeper. Down to 10 men, you're leading 2-1.
Yeah, just, with the rules and so forth, and when you're down to 10 men and the risk that you could do an aspro and do a second, you just got to be careful. You don't want to waste getting a yellow card sometimes or something silly like that. Valuable seconds.
And you feel the crowd wanted a yellow card the other way. For the Kosovo international, Liridon Krasniqi. Miller placing that pass for Yule. He's got the speed in front of Kilkenny. That is a dangerous ball, and Malik. Outstanding defending from Aussie Malik.
Absolutely superb, and superb play from York. Great ball in, but Malik was there. Gone nearly 40 minutes with 10 men. Still holding firm. Craig Dean's obviously thinking to himself about more substitutions too.
Ewell, is there a handball? And all that O'Donovan sprays it wide, but there would have been some question marks. Could have been a potential handball from Valentino Ewell. Maybe all right.
Disappointed there, O'Donovan, with the first goal he scored. They didn't at least hit the target. Richard Garcia there.
So Newcastle need a goal, but they're the worst side in the league in terms of goals scored in the final 15 minutes. Just one this season. So they're going to have to turn that statistic around, the Jets. Two sides who don't know how to win of late. Perth winless in 5. The Jets on a 4-match losing run.
Keep spreading out. Keep hugging those touch lines. Be patient. Chances will come. Perth have just got to keep doing what they're doing. Defending really well.
Here's Ewell. Third gauge all the way across. Scrambling defence from Perth Glory again.
How many times have we lauded Diego Castro for his attacking play? Well, I'll tell you what, that save he made there from a defensive perspective was, for me, just as important as any of his great attacking moments. Absolutely superb. And what an example for the rest of his team as well, when they see the best player basically save a goal. Just watch Castro here. Look at him. Watching where the player is. Look at that.
It's like he just sees the game before anyone else does. Well, have a look at this. Liridon Krasniqi has run all the way down to pick up the ball. What's he doing there, Bozza?
Wants to get on with it, that's all.
He's probably wasted more time because it waited for him for the throw in the end. Keogh, Fornaroli. A third would all but seal the 3 points for Perth.
Craig Deans and his staff now got to be looking at more fresh players.
Ugarkovic. Some pastures for Connor O'Toole to run into. And that touch too heavy.
He's running into where all the players are. If anywhere, he should be running out wide. Stamatolopoulos and the player all going towards the centre. That's where all the Perth players are.
Fornaroli. And it was Miller who shut off his avenue to goal.
Done well there, Miller, to get back, but then just giving the ball straight back to Perth.
Otter. Italiano spills it. Fornaroli. Somehow Italiano has made a spectacular double save to prevent Bruno scoring in 10 straight at HBF Park.
Well, the flag went up anyway, but he saved himself there. Made a meal of the first one, but he recovered really well. So this is where Miller needs to be even further wide, in my opinion. Great ball in, but
and foul against Angus Thurgate.
So in that little period of play there where Miller gets the ball, okay, if he's going to come and underlap there, here's the offside. Great recovery from Italiano. Would have been pretty red-faced if that going in, even though it was offside anyway. So Miller there. Okay, if he's going to underlap, then see Yule should be out over here, not there, 3 in the centre. Okay, you got 3 players there in the centre you could throw a blanket over. They're down to 10 men. You need to spread them wide. Suke Otto has been absolutely phenomenal tonight. They're holding on, Perth. 13, 15 minutes to go.
Three points which will take them within touching distance of the top 6. Miller towards O'Donovan.
Okay, that situation coming back to the pace, Miller can just turn out, go back to the goalkeeper, and we come out the other side. Much wider, much better. O'Toole touchline one side, Miller on the other side is much better.
Nugarkovic picks out Matt Miller. Thurgate. Nugarkovic is going to return it to Miller, and he chips it towards Yule, and it's Latchman with the header away.
Much better from Newcastle, but once again superb defending from Perth. This time Latchman. See the difference when they're spread?
They are holding firm at the moment, the Glory. So Krasniqi. How are his set pieces? This one was just dying towards that near post. Nugarkovic. Not a bad effort.
Well, better than the one in the first half. Still, in my opinion, especially when you're up against 10 men, you get to the last 10 minutes. No need for that just yet. Get the ball back down. You're taking the pressure off, and you really do need an exceptional strike from that distance to beat someone like Liam Reddy. Just takes the pressure off Perth. You bring it down, you keep possession. Perth are like, oh, here we go again. Here we go.
Jason Hoffman back from a groin injury. He's going to play his first minute since round 7. And it's Stamatolopoulos who is replaced. So what can the experienced Jason Hoffman in his 231st A-League appearance bring to the table for Newcastle? He's high on the left. Jackson. Yule.
Got 3 against 1 there.
Otter's clearance went via a jet. It's going to fall for Jackson.
Zero tool is, he needs to be even further wide.
Chalk on his boots, you're calling for Bozza. Here's Miller. And Latchman again.
Superb from Latchman, but much better again from Newcastle. You see the benefit of when you spread wide are those gaps that open up, especially in those pockets. Much better, but great defending once again by Perth.
That's why he's played every minute this season. Nugarkovic on set-piece duty this time, and Castro flicks it away. Fornaroli. Nugarkovic had to make that tackle. Castro with the clean-up work. And he wriggled his way out of this situation.
Done well there, Castro.
And Andy Keogh. Flag is staying down. Would have been interesting to come back and have a look at that, but it's a moot point now.
Good bit of play by Perth again.
Thurgate put under some real pressure there by Ugarkovic, and the free kick deservedly goes the way of Perth and Kilkenny. He's asking for a card.
Really have put a shift in the second half, Perth. And fair play to them to continue to look forward as well to make sure they don't lose that threat. And always keeps that in the back of the mind of Newcastle.
Otter. Keogh. Wilson. Castro finds Keogh. And now Fornaroli.
Superb play. Wonderful how he uses his body as a shield between himself and the ball. So strong.
Perth know they can wrap up the 3 points with a quality set piece here. Castro taking on O'Toole. And O'Toole wins the ball. And it's going to fall back to the feet of Diego. Good little duel this. Krasniqi comes across. Another corner.
So that's coming back to what I said at the start of the second half. Those little points, they waste valuable seconds for you. It allows the team to get their shape, get a breather, regroup. Another corner now. More players from Newcastle have to come over.
And Castro somehow was almost able to wriggle away from and Kilkenny and Thurgate. Referee saying advantage to Newcastle for the moment.
It's all right. If he has to go back to the goalkeeper and they start again, they can start again.
Kilkenny to Castro. And Jackson cutting it out. Critically. Top or Stanley. Newcastle staring down the barrel of 5 straight defeats. That could turn around here, and it almost did.
Very brave goalkeeping from Liam Reddy. Super goalkeeping.
Body on the line, wasn't it?
Super play from Miller and Yule. Well, I'm not so sure you meant that, but that is so brave from Liam Reddy. Exactly what you want for your goalkeeper in the 88th minute. When you're down to 10 men holding on for a 2-1.
Malik with a strong header. Wilson. Given away by the Glory. Thurgate. And Castro. This will just ease a few nerves for the Glory fans. Time would be ticking by so slowly at this point.
Super play from Glory. Castro. Wins the free kick again. They've really put a shift in. 60 minutes pretty much with 10 men. 2 goals up or not, that is still some going. Yeah,
if you include all the stoppage time, it would work out to an hour of football. down a man for Perth Glory.
We got sent off, what, in the, was it 35th?
Yeah, as Propotomides sent off at 10 minutes before half-time.
Hasn't always been excellent as well in the second half. A lot to live up to. This Garia was amazing, but he's been good too.
So how much additional time?
Yep.
Plenty of time for Newcastle. Boos around HBF Park. There won't be boos if they can grab a third, though. Castro.
Can't get the ball back at this moment, Newcastle.
Latchman, hasn't he been mighty in this second half? Picks the pass to Otter. Miller across, pinches it back for Newcastle. And now he's going to win a free kick. Kick it's going to be. So one final chance for Newcastle.
Hail Mary time. Topple Stanley. Lockie Jackson. Get up in that box.
Thurgate. Yule. It's too heavy for Hoffman.
Keogh's been exceptional in this second half as well, doing everything that was asked of him.
Miller, Otter away, and now Fornaroli. Gritty glory for Perth, and gee, that will taste sweet. Victory for the first time in a month.
Absolutely superb from Perth Glory. An hour with 10 men, and they were excellent in defending their goals. Conceded the one goal, but really the last 10 minutes didn't look like they were going to concede another at all. Richard Garcia should be, and his staff, be very proud of the way they handled this. Absolutely cruising. Then Asprop Mimidis gets sent off. Done a real backs to the wall performance. Kilkenny, Wilson, who came on, it was exceptional. Everyone from Castro to Fornaroli to the goalkeeper, players that come on, were absolutely superb, and they should be very proud of their efforts.
So it finishes at HBF Park. Perth Glory 2, Newcastle Jets 1. Such a strong defensive performance from Perth in the second half, but one of their attacking stars from the first 45 is Kieran Bramwell. And Kieran, just tell us what it means to you to score your first goal in the A-League.
Yeah, it was a surreal moment for myself, but just happy to pick up the 3 points with a good performance from the boys.
And Kieran came off at halftime, obviously, with the 10 men. It changed everything completely. The manager said that he emphasised about the discipline. What other things did he say at halftime? Because that was a tremendous effort to go an hour with 10 men.
He just told us to dig deep and just trust the structure and just not concede any goals. But I think it was a very disciplined performance from us, and that's what the gaffer wanted.
Kieran, how much have you learnt from the gaffer, Rich Garcia, this season?
Yeah, I've dealt with Gas for the past 2 years now, and I've learnt so much from my game. I've learnt so much how to attack with this formation, but also the boys around me, such as Bruno, Killer, always help me every day, so I'm really enjoying it.
And tell us about the goal. Did you expect that from Osama? Wonderful dummy, but did you think he was going to dummy it, or did you think he was going to go for it?
To be honest, I thought he was going to turn out have a shot himself, but I was grateful that he did do the dummy in the end.
Kieran, congratulations on your first A-League goal. You should be very proud of that. And congratulations, most importantly, I'm sure, on those 3 points.
Thank you, guys. Cheers.
Well done.
Thank you.
What a great young man, Kieran Bramwell. 19 years of age. Made his first start on Wednesday against Sydney. Back-to-back starts. Scores